Alright guys, now that you have grabbed your 20% off first year of subscription with Klaviyo, this video I'm going to show you how you can set yourself up for success with Klaviyo and all its features that's available to you. And we're going to be focusing on only the key things that you need to take note of. So don't be worried about getting sidetracked by all the different features and technical know-how that's required of Klaviyo. I'm going to give you the most essential things that you need to take note of in order for you to maximize your impact further down the road as we talk about automations with flows, campaigns, and all the other fun stuff. So without further ado, let's get started. Now, if you clicked on if you got the link correct, it's bit.ly//Kronos-Klaviyo. It's going to send you to a page that looks somewhat like this. Fill out everything that is required. And on number of contacts, just select the number of contacts that you have on your list. It's probably, if it's 0 to 1000, or if you're not sure, just put 0, just leave it at 0 to 1000. Which products interest you, just select both for the time being, key in your company URL, click on create account, and you're set to go. And if you like, sign up for Klaviyo's newsletter as well. They got some pretty good content. I would totally recommend. It's going to bring you to a page that looks like this that is the first step in setting up Klaviyo with your e-commerce brand. So you got to key in a couple of things: your website address, what category of business. It's going to be e-commerce, and in this example we're going to use Shopify, but you can key in basically anything that suits your business. Once you click on continue, it's going to send you to a link to connect either your Shopify store, your Magento store, WooCommerce, or whatever it is with Klaviyo. Now, once this is out of the way, I'm not going to go into the whole process. It's going to take a while. Once you have that set up, it's going to auto-populate some of the details from your website directly. If you click on continue, it's going to give you a little survey. Just complete it and click on continue. And then your email details. Now, this is extremely important for you to fill out a proper actual physical address of your business and your company name, because this is a regulation that you must comply with in order to not get in trouble with the authorities. Now, these are some of the nitty-gritty things that you want to take note of. That doesn't take too much time, but just make sure that you're covered, especially if when the business is growing, you want to make sure that your ass is covered and you don't get in trouble with any of the laws or regulations. Once that's done, click on continue. That's when you can add in your logos and any kind of images that you need. And if you have a branding guideline, this is a really good opportunity for you to key in your branding hex codes. If not, you can just leave it as the default for now, and we can look into it further down the road. Same with your font family. I would strongly recommend sticking to one of these fonts in the list and not go too in depth with custom CSS for the time being. For those of you who are familiar with CSS, you're still able to modify your font if that's a preference for your brand. But for the time being, I would just stick to one of the different font families that's in the drop-down menu here. The reason for that is because a lot of email clients and a lot of email inboxes cannot process unique and special fonts that are not within this list. So you want to make sure, for the sake of readability and deliverability, you want to make sure that fonts are compliant with these email clients. So as far as possible, just stick to this list and you're good to go. And then you're going to click on You want to add all the social links that you have, plus any header links that you might want to include as well. For the time being, I would recommend just skipping this stage except for the social links, just so that it's much more convenient for you to use them after the fact. Click on continue, and you are all set. That's gonna bring you to Klaviyo's dashboard. Once you're ready to go, click on the next step. It's gonna bring you to the dashboard, which looks something like this. Don't worry too much about what's going on the left-hand side. We're not gonna go too much into details over here, but one thing that you will need to do is to set up web tracking so that the behavior and data that you collect on your website can be integrated with Klaviyo, so that things that's happening on your website, especially product recommendations, can happen on Klaviyo. So this is super easy to do. All you have to do is click on the drop-down menu over here and select Setup Web Tracking. Okay, so once you have that out of the way, just follow the instructions. It's super easy. Just add the code below into your product.liquid template if you're using Shopify. If not, any other platforms, they will have Klaviyo will give you a separate instruction to follow. It's generally super easy. And then enter URL, click on next, and they'll give you a confirmation and you're set. Once that's done, the first thing that you want to do with a new Klaviyo account is to set up your email template. So this is what it's going to look like. You're going to click on email template, and you're going to end up on this page right here. It's going to give you a list of email templates. What you want to do is click on create template, and click on basic. So don't get too caught up with the themed email templates. There are tons of examples out there, but what I want to focus on right now is the core basics, the core essentials, so that you can get started as soon as possible. Right now, I would just select the one column basic template to start with. Just click on that, give it a name. I'll just call this the master email template. And you'll arrive on a page that looks something like this. But I'm going to work things backwards from where we want to end, where we like to end up with, so I can show you exactly what you need to do. First, you got to add in a logo, making sure that the logo is not too big and not taking too much of the space above the fold. The way that you can do that is by clicking on edit image, resize, and I would use a percentage right there. And if it's too big, you can go down to 50%, click on apply, and then click on save for you to apply the changes onto your email template. All right, so once you have that out of the way, the next part is a menu bar, right? So the menu bar, or in this case, it's just an info bar of just one of the key pieces of information that you want to be sharing, whether it be the current offer that is within the email or just key info at that point in time. So right now, I would just change this to key offer right there. And the way that you're going to be changing the background color of this text block is pretty simple. The way you're going to be doing that is by clicking on block styles and changing the background color to whatever color suits your brand. All right, so that's it. And you might be thinking, all right, it looks really thin. How do you make it so thin? The way you're going to be doing that is by reducing the padding and margin to 0 to remove any sort of additional space in between, above and below the text. Click on save, and that's what you're going to be ending up with. And the first block, the first key text block that you're going to be adding in would be the headline block, and the headline block is going to be the one that captures the initial impression of your reader when they first look at your email after they clicked into it. So this is really important. Make sure it stands out by using a font size that is significant and a color that stands out from the rest of the email body. So I would recommend using a font size of at least 24 and above, if not bigger, if you have the space to do so, and making sure that the font is aligned right there. And I'll click on save, and there you have it. Next, the text body. Now the body text of the emails, the email can be relatively flexible, but in order to make sure that it stays in alignment with everything else that you're doing within the email itself, you want to make sure that the font stays the same. Making sure that the text body doesn't look too weird, and the way you're going to be doing that is by first starting out with the remove format button over here. Click on that. You're going to reset the entire thing, right? Especially when you're adding a new text block over here, right? You're going to be having some weird fonts that may or may not fit your overall look and feel of the email. You're going to highlight the whole thing, and you're just going to click on remove format right there. And for now, I'm just going to delete this and come back to this over here. So the first thing you want to have in your text block is an introduction or a greeting. It says, hey, first name, default there. What this does is it auto-populates this portion of the email with the first name of its recipient. If there is no first name on record, we're going to be using there instead of its first name. So that's the default, the fallback convention right there. So have this, and I'll even bold this just so it stands out. And then the text body itself, obviously this is a placeholder, just to show you what it looks like. And I'll highlight the whole thing, and I would have a font size of at least 16, just so that it remains legible and readable for your audience. A font size of 16 is absolutely recommended for emails at the minimum. I'll click on save, and that's it. The next thing you want to create is a CTA button. The way you're going to do that is just dragging button over here, and there you go. So it's the exact same thing except for its color. The way you're going to be changing the color and the look of the CTA button is going to be the exact same way as how you change the color of the background on this text block over here. So click on block styles. It's going to bring you to this this page over here. You can change the background color, and you can change the border radius to make it rounded or not rounded at all, or super rounded, or you can make it you can turn that into an oval as well, if you like. So with that, I'll click on save, and there you have it. Your placeholder CTA button is complete. Next, you want to have a segment at the end of the email that displays your latest products, product recommendations, or anything that you're currently selling on your store. The way you're going to be doing that is by adding another text block over here, a divider. I would recommend using a horizontal rule, and the most important part is a product block. The way you're going to be doing that is by dragging a product block from the left hand side over here, and just for demonstrations, there you go, and you're going to be selecting a feed, and this is a feed populated directly from your store into Klaviyo, and this will automatically populate with your most popular items in all categories. And you can update your feeds on Shopify's end, or you can select directly from your product catalog on Shopify or your e-commerce platform and populate them accordingly on the product recommendation block. For now, I'll recommend having a product recommendation block. Select yes to use personalized recommendation. And this will automatically populate based on, number one, your most popular products, and number two, whichever products are the most relevant for the person that's receiving your email. Click on save, and that is it. And finally, at the end of your email, you want to make sure that, just gonna remove this right here. You want to make sure that you're adding trust badges, whatever trust badges you have, additional information about shipping and payments if it's relevant to your store, and most importantly, make sure that you have a footer at the end of every email. This is what it looks like, just stating your organization name, your full address, and these are important and necessary for every single email. This is just a brief summary of what you stand for as a brand, who you are as a team. At the end of it all, there should be an unsubscribe button that is basically over here. The way you can build this out is by changing this block over here. Just move things around, change the copy a little bit, and you're good to go. And the last thing that you want to be doing right here is to save specific blocks within your email template so that you can use it again later on. Now, this is the way that you can save the block. Click on that and give it a name. So I would save the logo. I would save the headline, and the text body text block right there. I would save your CTA button as well. And I would save the footer. And with that, you're good to go. So whenever you're building a new email and you don't want to go through the same process of formatting, editing the colors, the look and feel of your font, the size, and all that stuff, all you have to do is drag a saved block into the spot where you want your content to be at. Select the block that you want, and there you have it. and it's as easy as that. So all you have to do is just do it once. I can probably be spending a couple of hours on this. Once you have that out of the way, you're good to go for the rest of your email marketing journey. So I'm super excited for what's next that's in store for you guys. Once you get this done, I'll see you in the next video, and we'll talk about how you can automate your profits with flows.